Hey guys, it's Kelly the Critic. I did a few videos a long time ago. They're on my feed right now. My friend Michael put them on for me. But I decided to do um, this video. I'm sorry, I'm a little. Whew. um, I decided to do a list of horror movies that I saw. Um, there was a uh, list that was done I guess it was late 2004, so I was 15, 16, whatever. And they did it around Halloween. It was on the cable network Bravo. They do a lot of um, reality shows now. Back then, they probably did them too, but I was too young to watch them or didn't know about them or whatever. I came across it that year though, around how actually I think it was on Halloween, and it was called Bravo's Top 100 Scariest Movie Moments. And so I decided to go through that list and of all the movies that I saw on the list, at least because I haven't seen all of them. Saw a good chunk of them though. So I wanted to do this, and so this is gonna be the first video, part one. So I'm gonna do 10 movies for each video. A small little thing about each one, and then yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so here goes. So the first one is number 100. 28 Days Later. It came out in 2002, so I was younger than 15. I didn't see it when it came out in 2002 though. I probably saw it later, probably 2008 or something. It's it's a zombie movie, um, and it's to me, it's a realistic thing of how like a zombie outbreak would probably work. Now a lot of people have the the Walking Dead now, and I haven't seen it. I didn't watch it. I probably should, but I didn't. But this movie, it seemed very realistic. Like the way it was shot, the way the actors acted. They didn't act like actors. They acted like real people in a real zombie apocalypse. And it actually stars the guy, I can't think of his name right now. That was Scarecrow in the Christian Bale Batman. So, Cillian Murphy. That's his name, if I'm saying it correctly. I really liked this movie though. For a zombie movie. I mean, I like zombie movies. So this one was pretty good. I'd recommend it if you haven't seen it. They filmed it in London or Britain somewhere. Most of the movie though, there's like nobody in this movie, and I was always wondering how did they get everyone out of there to film? Because it's pretty. I mean, the first probably half of the movie, he's wandering the streets by himself, and I'm just like, there's nobody. So yeah, so that's my thoughts on that one. The next one is number 98, Zombie. That one came out in 1979. I was not around yet. So, but it's an Italian horror film, and it's like 28 Days Later. It's a zombie movie. But the Italians tried their hand at it, and they are very gory. They love their gore, and so do I. Now, I saw this movie a long time ago, and so I don't remember too much about it. But I remember one scene in particular where this girl is attacked by the zombies. I think she's with like a group of people or whatever. But she gets like grabbed by the back of the head, and she's like pulled into, there's like a, not like a nail, but like a piece of wood sticking out, and her eye is like pulled toward it, and you would think it'd just be like bam, but it's not. It takes like 5 minutes, very slow, and which was fine. It just was like, oh my god, hurry up already. And then there's like the famous scene with like the zombie and the shark. So I actually kind of laughed at that part. It was a little ridiculous. But it was funny. That movie was really good. So I can't remember too much about the movie though, so I'm sorry. But if, for anyone who's seen it, it's really good. I thought for a zombie movie. All right, the next one, number 97, is Cat People, which came out in 1982. And the premise, pretty much, is this girl, young girl, I'd probably say late 20s, maybe early 30s. She believes that if she has sex, she will turn into a cat. Like literally a cat. I don't know, maybe a black cat. I don't remember if she specifically said a black cat, but a cat. But she likes this guy. They're just a couple, or maybe not even a couple. She just likes him. And I believe he's like a scientist or whatever, and he's got this other friend who's a girl, and the girl that likes him is a little jealous of her, so she kind of like stalks her a little bit. But it's a black and white movie, so black and white movies are kind of hit and miss for me at least. Mostly because I wasn't born in that era, so I don't, the black and white is so like different or whatever. But I remember it being good though. It wasn't scary. It was just kind of a little weird, like. And then I remember she has this like psychiatrist, and he's trying to sleep with her to see if she actually turns into this cat. I'm just like, oh my god, this fucking. Oh, it's weird, but it's a good movie. I'd recommend it as a movie to see. The next one is number 96, The Birds, 1963 by Alfred Hitchcock. I love Alfred Hitchcock. He is probably one of my top directors. A little crazy, but I love The Birds. It's one of my favorites, up there with Psycho. This would probably be number 2 on that list. The birds, though, there's really no explanation of why they start attacking, but that's pretty much what they do. They just they just attack this town, and the main girl, I can't think of her name in the movie, but the actress is Tippi Hedren, and she's really good in it. But so there's the movie itself is creepy in the fact that there's just all these birds attacking her, and the one scene is towards the end where she gets trapped. I think it's like the attic, and there's like all these birds like just thrown at her. So I actually watched with my mom like they did like a TV movie based on what happened during the birds' directions and all that, and Alfred Hitchcock, he was a little pervy, and he liked Tippi Hedren a lot, and she did not like him back as he did. So I don't know if he did it on purpose, but he literally threw these birds at her, and I don't know if she was afraid of birds, but she just didn't like swarms of birds. But like the terror on her face in that part of the movie is like real. So I mean it's a great movie even to this day. I mean it's a little dated, it's over 30 years old, but it still holds up. I still really like it. Sorry, I'm moving the camera. Makes me look fat. Okay, the next one, number 95, Jurassic Park, 1993. So I remember seeing this in theaters. I was young, so well maybe not the actual year, but well the year it came out, yes, but maybe not like the first day it came out, maybe like a couple weeks later or whatever. But this movie is amazing. It's about dinosaurs. Like that's it. It's about dinosaurs and how they find a way to bring them to life. And there's a lot of good people in it. Sam Neill, Samuel L. Jackson, Richard Attenborough, Jeff Goldblum, where he got his start as the crazy guy. This movie is fantastic. I don't really have much to say on it. It's It's fantastic. If you've never seen Jurassic Park, then you haven't lived, because it's amazing. I just saw it when it came back in theaters a couple years ago, like back for like an anniversary or something. I saw it again, and it, oh my god, it was so amazing. I love the raptors. Like, they're like my favorite part about that movie. So that's all I have to say on that one. The next one is 94, Child's Play. That one came out in 1988, and I was born in that year, so I didn't see it then. I actually just recently saw it a few years ago, because it was one of the movies that I hadn't seen yet, and I was like, well, whatever. So, I like Child's Play, but I, maybe because I saw it as an older kid, like an adult, it wasn't as scary to me. So maybe because I'd seen all these other horror movies, and I'm just so like desensitized. But I get why some people would find it scary, but to me it's just a little funny, because Brad Dourif does the voice of Chucky, and he plays like the real life person who when he gets turned into the doll. Brad Dourif is just a freaky person. He's freaking scary. So to hear him as a little doll is a little creepy. But I still liked it. It wasn't terrible. It's just, I mean, I saw the sequel, Child's Play 2, or if that's the sequel, and that one was even funnier. I feel like they're not scary. So I don't hate them, but it's not one of my favorites. I just wanted to put it on the list because I saw it. So that's what I'm doing. So yeah, that's about that one. So the next one is number 89, Alice Sweet Alice. And that one came out in 1976. Actually, me and my friend Mike actually saw this movie. I don't remember if I wanted to see it or if he wanted to see it, if we both wanted to see it or whatever. So we rented it and we watched it. I believe he didn't like it, but I did, and the movie itself, it's a little slow in terms of like getting to things to happen. The story is about two sisters, and one of them is, I guess, deformed. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's been a long time since I've seen this movie, few years ago. So I'm trying to. It's hard for me to remember. But yeah, she's got like something wrong with her face, or she has like some mental issues. And her sister, I think she's older, maybe younger. But the other sister is like pretty, and she's liked by other people, and she has friends. And the other sister is jealous of her. And I don't want to ruin the movie, but this movie deals with a lot of deaths that you don't see coming, which I like. I don't like a typical horror movie where you know who's gonna die. I mean, those are fine too, but like if you see it all the freaking time, it gets a little boring. So this one was one of the first ones I think that I saw that had like the where who died was like, oh, that person died. That was like surprising. So I liked it. I'd probably watch it again though, like now, just to see if I still liked it. But I think it's a good movie. It's one of those movies where if you haven't seen it yet, I would see it just to see it, because it's considered a horror movie. I'd say more psychological than horror, but it's still a horror. So, but yeah, I'd still recommend that one. Next one is number 87, Black Christmas. It came out in 1974. Now, this one, I don't know if this was probably the first, if anyone's, like, seen, like, Jason or Halloween or whatever, like, you know how a few times the camera will, like first person, and, like, you see it from, like, their eyes. This probably was, like, the first start of that, where, like, the main killer guy, you see not all the deaths, but most of them from his point of view. So, like, you become the killer or whatever. This movie is about, like, a sorority house with a bunch of girls, and they keep getting, like, obscene phone calls. And, you never quite know well, there really is no ending to this movie. Like, it ends, and you're just like, what the fuck happened? Like, I mean, it's just one of those movies where I like it. There's a lot of deaths in there that are little. There's one death in there. You're just like, that's a weird way to kill someone. It's just a fun movie. It's a little slow in some parts, and there's like a storyline that's a little like, but it doesn't take away from the movie itself. Like, so I mean, I mean, at least for me, I didn't like go, ugh, why that? But it just kind of stops the movie for a little bit with the storyline, but it doesn't affect it really. But I really liked it. There's a couple parts in there where I'm just like, oh my god, this is so stupid, but it's funny. And then there's a lot of people starring in the movie who, I don't know if this was like their first movie or whatever, but like there's Margot Kidder, who was in Superman, the original with Christopher Reeve. So like a lot of up and comings were in this movie. That was cool to see them as like young people. And I wanted to say right now, I apologize for my stuttering, but I do stutter, so I may do it. So don't like freak out if they get something wrong. We'll get the video. That's me. So the next one is Wizard of Oz, 1939. Now, this movie's on a horror list, and I don't know why, but most people say it's because of the flying monkeys and the witch. That she's scary, and she never scared me. She was like, oh, witch. The Wizard of Oz, though, is a really good movie. I like the music, bleh. And the colors is really nice. Like, it goes from like black and white to color, and I thought that was really cool. Judy Garland is Dorothy, and she's a great singer. I mean, as she got older, she got a little, freaked out, and but this is one of her first movies, and she was young when she started this movie. So, but still, I mean, like that voice coming out of that young girl is like, whoa. My favorite character though is the Scarecrow. So he's my favorite. I don't know why. He's my favorite. So The Wizard of Oz is a classic. And there's watching it now though as an adult, I'm just like, wow, this is not a kids movie like at all. So there's a lot of like just not kid friendly things, and just like certain scenes you're just like, why? Like when they're in the town of Oz. And they're doing that. I'm like, what the it's whatever, but it's a great movie. It's a good movie for like, watch if watch once and be like, yeah, you saw it. So I love that movie. And the last one I'm going to do today is Blue Velvet, and that's number 84. It was in 1986. Blue Velvet. I saw again with my friend Mike. And I think I wanted to see this one. This one is a weird one. It's kind of like it's like the town is very like Cleaver-esque. Everyone's doing their own thing, and it's like, woo. But then there's like a murder, and someone finds an ear in their backyard or front yard or something, and you're just like, oh, that's new. And then the bad guy in this, he is great. He's insane. I forgot the actor, and I feel stupid that I don't remember who it is. But he has like this mask, and the couple times that he has to kill somebody, or not even kills, just like talks with them, he like takes like a swig of this stuff I don't know what the fuck it is, but it turns him like crazy. He just goes insane, and it's just really it's an uncomfortable movie. I will say that, like, you feel very uncomfortable when you're watching it. Like, there's a scene in there where he's with a woman and he treats her like she's his mom, and she's not, and he does something to her, and it's, you don't really see it, but you kind of like know what's going on. It's just, it's very uncomfortable, and I know me and Mike were both like, oh, it's very uncomfortable, but it's a good movie. It's a good, like, twist. I think there's a twist in there. If not, it's still a good movie, and so. But that's my first list of the 100 scariest movie moments, or the movies I've seen off the list. So I hope to see you for my next video. Bye! Stop.